Look! A wildebeest is struggling to move forward in a muddy swamp. The next second, a lion charges towards it, and the wildebeest hastily adjusts its position. It aims its sharp horn at the lion and charges forward. Can the lion successfully catch the wildebeest? Just moments ago, a herd of wildebeests encountered a muddy swamp on their migration route. Some of the less intelligent wildebeests did not try to avoid the swamp and chose to cross it directly. As a result, their heavy bodies made it extremely difficult to move forward, but they persevered. The first wildebeest managed to break free from the swamp's grip, followed by the second and third. Suddenly, only one wildebeest remained struggling with the mud. Fortunately, it also managed to climb ashore, but before it could catch its breath, an unscrupulous lion charged towards it. The wildebeest did not back down and used its power to ram the lion, sending it flying back several steps. Then, using its sharp horn, it launched an attack on the lion's vulnerable abdomen. The lion responded by moving to the wildebeest's side and biting its neck, trying to knock it down. The wildebeest bent its front legs and used its hind legs to resist, preventing it from falling. After a few seconds of stalemate, the lion still clung to the wildebeest's neck, and the two sides engaged in a power struggle. The lion's angle was extremely tricky, and the wildebeest's horn was useless. The lion was able to continuously output through its teeth. Although the two sides were still in conflict, the lion was clearly gaining the upper hand. However, the wildebeest was not without a counterattack. Its powerful front legs could launch an effective counterattack on the lion. But the wildebeest only took a few tentative steps forward before giving up. To subdue the wildebeest, the lion deliberately fell down and then used its claws to hold the wildebeest's head, using its weight to try to pull the wildebeest down. The lion was unsuccessful, but the wildebeest was already showing signs of exhaustion. The continuous shortness of breath made it somewhat delirious, almost being overwhelmed by the lion. The situation was very unfavorable for the wildebeest. In my impression, the wildebeest represents strength on the grassland. It is difficult for a female lion to hunt a wildebeest alone, but the wildebeest's subsequent performance proved me wrong. It kept shaking its body and then pushed forward with its four legs. The lion took advantage of this and kept backing away until the two sides reached a sandy area. Suddenly, the lion exerted force, and the wildebeest's four legs bent instantly. The lion then attacked with increased strength, taking advantage of its position underneath the wildebeest. The wildebeest, feeling helpless, almost collapsed. After using up its last bit of strength, it barely managed to stand up. At this point, the wildebeest had lost its ability to resist and could only stare in the direction the herd had left, hoping that its companions would come back to save it. This was the wildebeest's only hope, but unfortunately, no miracle occurred. As the breathing became more and more difficult, the wildebeest's forelimbs bent down first. Then the hind legs followed, and the lion seized the opportunity to launch a fatal attack from behind. The poor wildebeest could only wave its limbs helplessly, waiting for its fate of death.